Right then, that was pretty entertaining, wasn't it? Manchester United 4, Wolves 3. Now, what a game that was. Kobbie Mainoo saves Erik Ten Hag. Kobbie Mainoo saves Manchester United. And let's be honest, this kid has practically carried us in his debut senior season for Manchester United, probably since October. He's been, without a doubt, probably one of our best players and one of our most consistent players throughout the time. Yes, he's had a few blips, but tonight he is the hero. Tonight he is the saviour. But it's not just about Kobbie Mainoo, but after that BS, pretty much, that Wolves demonstrated in the second half, it was never a penalty. If we're going to comparing with what happened at Anfield last night, it was never a penalty for Wolves tonight. Casemiro barely touches him. And plus, this is what I don't understand as well, penalties now being given but no bookings. Like, Casemiro would have got sent off if it was a proper penalty tonight. But we need to talk about the positives, because in our last 6 games, we've scored 16 goals. The structure is forming. Erik Ten Hag ball is forming. Now we're starting to get our more important players back, like Casemiro, like Martinez. Marcus Rashford seems to be back in form. And let's also talk about Marcus Rashford as well. That first goal today was absolutely brilliant. 3 touches, bang, there's his first goal. Plus, that Rasmus Højlund and Rashford partnership seems to be forming very, very nicely. Rasmus Højlund as well. Apparently, he's the wish version of Haaland, but he's got more goal contributions than Haaland in his last few games. So that's all I'm saying. FPL points do not lie. But what a game that was, honestly. That was the pinnacle of Premier League football. That is what makes the Premier League the best league in the world. Entertaining, end-to-end. And just because it's Manchester United, we got the win as well, which just puts the cherry on top. It was an absolute brilliant performance. And we do have to question Erik Ten Hag, because in the first half, we saw Erik Ten Hag ball in true fashion. This is what the manager wants to do with his team. He wants to be leading the games. He wants to have the high percent possession. He wants to control the game really, really well. He doesn't want to be impatient. The first half was brilliant, and we should have been 4-0 up if we took our chances. We scored 2 offside goals, and the amount of chances we wasted, we could have put the game to bed probably around the 30th or 40th minute. You know, we had our chances, and we just made a bit of drama out of it, you know, in true Manchester United fashion. I'm not saying Erik Ten Hag out, but he does need to be a lot more careful with his substitutions, because taking off practically all our attackers tonight have left us very, very vulnerable, and we could have lost the 3 points tonight. Wolves were on the ascendant, and they could have beaten us tonight. It was a very risky move by Erik Ten Hag, and it has paid off thanks to Kobbie Mainoo. He has practically saved Erik Ten Hag, because again, Erik Ten Hag is under a lot of pressure at the moment from the media, from certain Man United fans, and Kobbie Mainoo has practically saved him tonight. But this is what we want to see. We want to see the players standing up for the manager. We want to see the players taking the game by the scruff of the neck and stepping up and winning us games single-handedly. And tonight that goes to Kobbie Mainoo, my man of the match. And I don't think we'll forget this game anytime soon. Great performance from all round of the team. It was probably, considering the United are lacking identity and this philosophy of Erik Ten Hag apparently doesn't exist, tonight we saw it in first hand, and that's what we want to see from United. We want to see an attractive and exciting brand of football. And I've said this is why I'm not Erik Ten Hag out. This is why I'm not rational when it comes to my decisions about Erik Ten Hag, because I'm realistic. We saw last season who were our most 3 important players. It was Rashford, Casemiro and Martinez. Rashford's been out of form all season. Martinez and Casemiro both been injured practically all season. The first game back, they practically play a full game, and they just boss the game all game long, and that's what we want to see. Onana, you know, whatever he is doing, I don't know. You know, I think Onana is probably the only downside to this game, which is I don't want to start at an agenda on Andre Onana. I do want to say give him time. But as a goalkeeper, your role is so important. You don't get many options like an outfield player would. You don't get dropped and then you get brought back into the team. Your goalkeeper has to be one of your most important players and one of your first players on your team sheet. Andre Onana is not trusted by anyone in this fan base, so I don't understand why Erik Ten Hag trusts him so much. Maybe it's because he's his marquee signing, maybe because they played together when he was at Ajax and Erik Ten Hag managed Onana. It's a massive question mark above Andre Onana. With his dreadlocks, you probably could make a question mark out of one of his dreadlocks. But at the end of the day, United get the win. That's all that matters. And what went right for United? The setup. This was our strongest 11 on paper and probably on form as well, because Garnacho, whether you want to think of him or not, on the right wing, yes, I do think he's very greedy, but he's a very selfish winger, and you do want that in youth attackers, you know. Rashford had it, Rooney had it, Beckham had it. Any United young winger you think of, they need to have that selfishness. And Garnacho is very selfish at the moment. He doesn't create much, and when he does, it doesn't normally pay off. But at the end of the day, that will come with time. Antony, that's probably why as well. Antony's in terrible form as well. Antony's not good enough either, and that's probably why Garnacho is playing above Antony at the moment. But with that starting 11, I predicted it. I did a YouTube short on it, and I did get 11 out of 11 on my match preview because I knew that's how Erik Ten Hag would set up. We knew Andre Onana would return for your BND. The back four is our strongest back four based on current form and on paper. I rate Diogo Dalot more than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. A lot of fans question that, but for me, Diogo Dalot's been our player of the season so far. Yes, that can change now that all the other massive players are back, and United will be playing a more attractive and exciting brand of football. So maybe someone like Rasmus Højlund, maybe someone like Kobbie Mainoo or Bruno Fernandes, maybe someone can step up and maybe take that from Diogo Dalot. But at the moment, Diogo Dalot for me is still our player of the season because he has been sensational. I think he's been so consistent throughout the start of the season, and he's been there when we've needed him. He single-handedly won us games as well. Think back to the Sheffield United game earlier in the season when we won 2-1. Don't sleep on Diogo Dalot. Yes, he made a mistake tonight for that second goal we conceded, but I still blame Andre Onana on that. Andre Onana comes out like he's doing a star jump in a swimming pool, and Diogo Dalot's waiting on the line to be the last man. But it deflects off Andre Onana, that deflects off Diogo Dalot, and it goes in the back of our net, and Dawson, or Kilman, whatever he's called, gets the goal. So at the end of the day, there are pointers we can talk about that very positively, but there are also the negatives. Erik Ten Hag really needs to make a decision on what he wants to do with Andre Onana, because BND for me looks really good against Newport. Yes, the goals we conceded were poor, you could say, but I think they were more on the actual defence than it was on the goalkeeper. The first goal we conceded against Newport, I know it's only Newport, we should be talking about the Wolves game, but the Newport one, we should have, that first goal was a worlder. No keeper in the world saving that. It deflects off Martinez. It's got so much power behind it. No keeper in the world is saving that. Andre Onana wouldn't even dive for it, and that's what I respect about Bienda. He still dived for it, even though he knew he wasn't going to get there. And the second goal, it was just poor defending from Varane and Dalot, and it was just a tap in, and Bienda couldn't do anything about it. Tonight, Onana could have done so much on the goals. That first goal, the penalty, he goes straight down the middle. You can't really blame him. It wasn't a penalty. Onana, penalties are so hard to save for goalkeepers. But that second goal, he comes out like a starfish and it deflects off him. Let's not even talk about the countless attempts he made for a save. He drops the ball when he tries and catches it. He practically punches another Wolves player in the head like he did at the start of the season and didn't get another penalty for it. And that final goal for Pedro Neto, he was rooted. He shuffled himself into the centre of the net. The defence was covered. I'm not even a goalkeeper, and before the shot was even taken, you always knew Pedro Neto was going to attempt that near post. There was too many defenders for him to try and attempt the wide post. Yes, maybe he could have passed it to another Wolves player that was running into the box, but Pedro Neto is a very selfish player, and if you do your homework, you'll know he'll always go for a shot. That was his only shot on target tonight, and he bloody scores from it. This keeper isn't good enough in my opinion, and Ten Hag needs to make a really, really tough decision, whether it's dropping him for BND for the end of the season, or we get a new keeper in the summer, because we can't do another season with just Andre Onana as our main goalkeeper. But things will change. We're now going to get more consistency with the team. Now all our big players are back. Obviously, we've got West Ham at the weekend. That's going to be a tough game. They did draw to Bournemouth this evening, so it will be a very tough game. The preview will be out probably tomorrow or Saturday, so stay tuned for that. So thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video if you are new. Hit the notification bell as well so you never miss an upload of Red Devils TV. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below on what your thoughts are on the game. Thank you for watching.